Hello, BookTube. I'm assuming that you've read the recommended Heya that I gave you last week, and I thought we'd move on to a different topic that are mandatory reads that you should read. Today we're going to be doing The Ocean, and I've got a massive list of books. I've got stacks here. I haven't ordered them, so it's going to be chaotic, but we're going to include the ocean itself, animals, people on the ocean, and like traveling stuff. So we'll see how it goes. This isn't everything, but again, I don't want to overload you. So let's start with the ocean itself. And the first book I'm going to recommend, I don't have this physically, and this is a new release. It came out like last year, or whatever, or maybe this year. It's Ocean by John Hayward. It's a massive, massive history of the ocean prior to people. Oh my god, what's it called? Like traveling across the ocean, and it's a really interesting idea because what information do we have about the ocean before people traveled or knew much about it? And it's him breaking down that idea and writing a genuinely great history of the ocean. And speaking of history of the oceans, I thought I'd recommend probably the one you're gonna find the most. And this is incredible here. This is The Boundless Sea by David. I can't even say that last name, but this is again another great history of the ocean here. The Boundless Sea. It's incredible. It took me ages to read. It's what a good. Oh my god, like literally 900 page history of the ocean. You've seen this, pick it up, it's incredible. So that's your ocean recommendations, but there's also animals in the ocean, surprisingly. And I thought I'd give a couple recommendations for whatever's there. I have made a shark video in the past, so there's not going to be any sharks because I love my shark books. But I thought we'd stick with the first one here, and that's squids. And you may see a squid in the ocean. And so a classic non-fiction book I'd recommend is The Beast by Peter Benchley. And I know you're thinking, Andrew, Peter Benchley wrote Jaws. He wrote fiction, but he wrote some non-fiction too. This is non-fiction for some. And look at him on the back here. Like, he looks so cool. This is about a giant squid and it kills people. But again, squids are real in the ocean, so this is real. So we have that. Then we have who else do we have here? Oh my god, I completely forgot some. So we're going back to the ocean bit because I didn't pull this out. The Wave by Susan Casey. This is a lovely, lovely non-fiction book about people who like to surf big waves, and it's her going to like wave competitions, like people that surf, and pretty much just letting people talk about the biggest waves they've surfed, and just the history of it, and just the culture around big waves, and I love that to death. She also done a very lovely book about the Marianas Trench, like a year or two ago, called Underworld. Very lovely as well if you find that. I don't have that book yet, but I really need to buy it. So going back to waves for a second, I forgot we had it, but yeah, we got The Wave and The Underworld by Susan Casey. So back to animals. Um, I'm going to recommend Spying on Whales by Neil Pearson. Iconic, I don't know, he's just, he spends some time with whales and he talks about it, and it's very well written and very lovely. The Soul of an Octopus too by Sly Montgomery, very approachable, very lovely non-fiction too about an octopus. He also done a very lovely book about chickens, What the Chicken Knows. It's very cool. And yeah, so that's, and oh my god, I have not organized this at all. But I'm also going to recommend this, and this is going to be a bridge book because our next topic is going to be about people and the ocean. But a good bridging point is The Loss of the Ship Essex, sunk by a whale. This is the Penguin Black of it, and I've read this multiple times. It's pretty much the event and writings of that inspired Moby Dick, pretty much. And this is about the Essex ship and how they get struck by a whale, and how the survivors, how they went to different islands, and it's the accounts of that stuff. It's really famous. You'd know about it. Oh my god, The Heart of the Sea. I haven't read that, but I know it's connected. But this is like the accounts of what happened. So that's people in the sea. But you also may see some pirates at sea. And I thought I'd recommend a great, lovely non-fiction book about pirates, and that is That Perfect Someone by Joanna Lindsey here. And I know you're thinking, Joanna Lindsey wrote romance, but pirates are real, and so this is non-fiction. And as you see, it has a lovely step back here. There you go. That's an intimidating pirate right there. But this is about a girl who, oh my god, I can't remember. Yeah, she abandons her husband and friends, and she pursues this mysterious man. Turns out he's a pirate, and she's stuck on this journey pretty much. But very lovely, Joanna Lindsey. Again, we love pirates, so that's here. And then I'd want to mention people that explore countries with this stuff, through the ocean. And that, I have two books here. I didn't pull out the second one because I'm realizing I forgot it on my shelves. But that's Samuel Eliot Morison. I have his book, The Great Explorers, which is an abridged book about Christopher Columbus and all those American explorers. Very lovely. Eliot Morison, so iconic. I love his writing to death. But because I'm Australian, I thought I'd recommend a book about the First Fleet because it's so iconic. And I have a couple here. Thomas Keneally done a really lovely book about the First Fleet. But the more famous one I'm going to recommend today is The Fatal Shore by Robert Hughes, of course. This, again, early First Fleet stuff. It's a bit more brutal, it's a bit more brutal in terms of the history. Like, he doesn't shy away from a lot of what happened, where Keneally kind of does. But if you're going to do one book about, British people traveling to Australia in the 1700s, this is the one to go to. So we have that. And the last book I want to recommend for a mandatory reading is World War II. This is The Pacific War by John Costello. This is famous. Everyone knows this. This is the first volume of the Pacific War, and it's incredible. I can't believe I found this secondhand. I literally was gagged. I love this book to death. I'm one of those. I'm trying to think. When it comes to World War II, I don't have a niche really. I love the ocean battles. I've never gripped to the Holocaust or any of that. I've always loved the battles at sea. I don't know why, but you got the Indianapolis too. That's a lovely book too. But yeah, so I'm gonna recommend this book here. It's very long because a lot happened. There's some lovely maps too, and this is just, if you're going to do a history of the Pacific War during World War II, this is the obvious one to go to. But there is also a lovely book about the Indianapolis sinking. I can't remember who that's by, but I've mentioned it on my channel before. So yeah, that is a quick mandatory read about the ocean. This video was not planned at all. It's very unhinged, and I feel like it was very lovely to do. So yeah, if you have any favorite ocean non-fiction theme books, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching BookTube. Yeah, thank you.